Hi, I'm Melody Pourmoradi. I'm a life and wellness coach, proudly graduated from iPEC in 2008. And my biggest passion project to date has been the creation of a girls empowerment series called Girl Life. And this was just birthed from something that I really felt I needed more than anything as a young girl. And after being blessed with learning so much about the coaching techniques and coaching principles from iPEC, what I more deeply than anything really wanted was to bring these same principles to young girls from the age of 5 through 12 so that they too could have their own backs from a really young age and just navigate through life's ups and downs gracefully and with ease. So I think one of the greatest pulls for me to creating this empowerment workshop was, of course, again, birthed from just what I really needed as a young girl. But after many years of infertility, I was blessed with two young girls, Ella and Noah. And after, while raising them as being their mom and watching them move through so many different transitions, they're 10 years old right now, I was really kind of reliving my own childhood and remembering so much of the doubts and fears and uncertainties that come with being a young girl. And so this, more than anything, really gave me that pull to create a curriculum for passionate women like myself who have girl power on their mind, and to really bring in these principles and teach other women to take my principles and take everything I've learned in the last almost 10 years through coaching and mind and body work, and so much self-reflection, to bring these principles to their communities and share them with their young girls. That's really where it began for me. So my coaching story really begins with this idea of I really, as a child, felt like I was meant to connect with people, meant to help them move through their lives with grace and with ease, and to find really what lights them up from the inside out. It's almost like I knew this as a child. So the natural thing for me to do was to go into psychology when I went into university. And I remember walking into my first psychology class, and basically the information that was coming at me didn't really resonate with me at a deep level. So much of it was, let's look at our past and how our past has made us who we are today, and how maybe blaming our parents or putting the responsibility on our parents is the reason we are the way we are. And I really, really couldn't relate. And so I ended up doing business with a minor in psychology. And when I finally, years later, learned about coaching and found out what it was all about and how we really are working with what's in front of us today and the gifts and abilities and talents that we have right in front of us, and how that can elevate us today, instead of moving backwards and blaming and giving the responsibility to something beyond ourselves. It was really about stepping into our own personal power. And something I say to my girls in my workshops is always, you are powerful beyond measure. And so when we can really tap into our own personal power, then the sky's the limit. There's nothing that we can't accomplish. There's nothing that we can't attract into our lives. And it's just the most rewarding experience. So for me, it was really when I heard about life coaching, and it was very much, to me, new at the time. I was just like, this is absolutely for me. And I was proved right again and again. I signed up for iPEC, and the rest is history. It was just the best experience of my life, and has led me to the greatest wins of my life. So my success formula has really been comprised of this understanding that I really need to tap into my own authenticity. For so many of us, we're doing what other people think we should do, and we're looking outside of ourselves for the answers that we really know already reside within us. And so although there was a learning curve here for sure, my success formula has really been just tapping into my own intuitive voice and really doing what feels right for me, just going based on that feeling, that physical feeling, that feeling inside my mind that propels me forward. I think we all have these voices. We all do. We know this. We've got this internal dialogue with ourselves that sometimes is elevating and other times, unfortunately, brings out our gremlins. Any iPEC grad knows all about our gremlins. And so for me, it was really unlearning my fears and really stepping into my own intuitive voice, my own internal GPS system that would lead me where I needed to go. And this really showed up in my life with the Girls Empowerment Series. When I started it, or when I had the idea, I had this epiphany and this aha moment where I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. All of these years of training have led me to this very moment and to this very project. And just like we all do, I started taking this out to my friends and my siblings and my colleagues. And there were many people who were supporters. And then there were others who were naysayers, who really challenged the idea that this could possibly work. And they would say, a digital platform for a course, that's never going to work. How are you going to create connection? Or how are you going to teach all these things that you've learned in all these years to someone in a 10-module course? So many naysayers, so many people. And the great thing is they propelled me. But what's important to really understand is at the end of the day, this was something I felt super strongly about, and I needed to explore it for myself. And as I started the process, it became this effortless flow. And as with anything that's really meant to be, in my opinion, once you open the doors and once you step into maybe that fear, I stepped into my fear, but it was the right direction for me, and doors just started opening. And thank God it's been a really successful ride. I think one of the main drivers for me is I use my daughters, as I've mentioned already, but really my daughters drive me, and the transitions that they're going through drive me. Girls all over the world drive me. In the last few months since I launched my program, I've been speaking to women in Africa. And just this morning, I was speaking to a woman in India who was telling me things I won't even mention about what the challenges that girls are facing today. And so what really drives me is this need that I have, and I know I'm not alone in this, I know women all across the globe have this mission as well, is to really drive home to young girls that they are capable beyond measure, they are powerful beyond measure, and that the sky's the limit, and there's no reason that they shouldn't feel that they can go after their dreams and work towards that which makes their own heart sing. So I really think just looking at girls across the globe, I know right now is a very important historical time for women, with women's rights really coming to the forefront of what's up for us. And so I really think just empowering our future generation of women is what really truly drives me. My mantra, and I've taken this from Rumi, one of the greats, is to live life as if everything is rigged in your favor. And this has really served me in so many incredible ways. I just think it's like, what an amazing thought to wake up to every morning. What an amazing thought to take with you through every circumstance, every relationship, every exchange, to know that life is really working for you and not happening to you, and to really understand that if we could just act as if everything that's happening is happening for us, what a harmonious life we would have, and how much our path would really just open up. So I know everyone has had their own challenges. I've certainly had mine, but this mantra has really helped me understand that in every challenge there is a gift, and that gift is going to show itself up, maybe not in the most welcoming ways, but just to be open to that gift and open to all the different doors it will open and the possibilities that it can really create in my life. So I think one of the greatest things that I've really had to break through is feeling of not being good enough and not being strong enough, maybe not being smart enough. That I think we all have these in our own way. Again, there are gremlins showing up in different forms. When I started to coach, I asked myself very frequently, like, who am I to coach? Who am I to help empower people to change their own lives? when I started the Girls Empowerment series, it was the same thing. Who am I to step into this role to empower other women to bring this type of knowledge and wisdom to the young girls in their own communities? And I think that was one of my breakthroughs, where I really just started to ask a different question, and a more empowering question. And the question was, who am I not to? Who am I not to step into these roles and to use my skills and use my education and use my own strengths? Today I see that this is a great strength of mine, but who am I to not do these things? And I think in life so frequently we really need to tune into asking the right questions, because there are questions that can really elevate us, and then there are questions that can really keep us small. So when I started asking a different question, I started getting a different answer and a new result, and started taking action on those new questions and what was coming up for me based on them. I think that my most valuable lesson in life has been to really do work that aligns with you on a soul level. Now, why is this a lesson? I think that I came out of the womb coaching. I feel like ever since I was a young girl, I enjoyed helping people make their dreams a reality. I loved helping them come up with action steps, and I felt like it was a great win, not just for the person that I was helping, but for me. So this is something I innately came very naturally to me. However, I had the blessing of being born into a family business. And my father, from a very young age, made it very clear that this was a family business that we would all be a part of, and that we would all contribute to. And so, as much as I loved the coaching, of course, at the time I didn't even know it was coaching, because I didn't know a career like that could possibly exist. As much as I loved psychology and just the art of learning about human potential, I kept moving back into this family business. And although I love that piece of being connected to my family through the business and contributing to their own goals, I kept having this nudge through different opportunities that were coming at me to really move into a different kind of world. And so until I was 29 when I started coaching, I kept doing work that wasn't necessarily aligned with me at a soul level. And so the lesson here is, again, authenticity and intuition comes in, but we can't deny ourselves of who we are and what we're meant to be doing. And when that whisper comes in telling you what it is that you're supposed to be doing, to really just listen. And today I consider myself very multi-passionate. I am very blessed to be coaching people. I'm very blessed to be facilitating this empowerment series for women like myself, but I am also contributing to the family business and using my skills as a coach to elevate that part of my life. What I would recommend for new coaches, and first of all, welcome to the most amazing career of your life. But what I would really recommend is just really getting out there and speaking to people and telling people about what it is that you do, and just speaking with your whole heart. I would say one of the most important things in the coaching process is to step out of your head and just move into your heart and coach from that heart-centered place. Because when you do that, the possibilities are endless, and the people that you serve will have so much of you, so much more of you than when it's just from over here. So really step into your heart, listen to your heart, and lead with your heart.